me it's kind of going back to tradition and old skills and old craftsmanship, all those things that have been carried down through time. For example, with letterpress, you know, all our old newspapers would have been printed on that, and you have people, you know, setting type individually, and they've been doing that for years and years and years. And it's just amazing that, you know, this whole thing has come about and it's kind of been rediscovered now, going back to letterpress and moving away from the digital stuff.
Psychology is quite a big part of what we do here, because what we feel we bring is an experience for the mum with a brand new baby, because they've not had much sleep, they're tired, they want to come in and have a lovely experience with us, and we completely get that. And that's what we're quite well known for here, is that you should walk through these doors and feel all warm and lovely and happy, and you should leave thinking that was so much easier and nicer than I thought it was going to be. And that's it.
I actually used to be a primary school teacher, and that is a job that gives you a lot of skills, although cooking wasn't one of them. But I've always been very, very artistic and creative, and my whole life I've loved baking and drawing, painting, and what's really lovely about making biscuits is it sort of brings all my skills together. So I feel really lucky that I get to do something that I love every day, and is very fulfilling and able to fit in around my children.
For the classes, the most important thing is that in the mornings we have a crash. So our aim is to support those mums that would like to come and learn something new, make their own projects, do some sewing, do some painting, but they also have kids at home, so they can bring their kids along, and the kids stay in the crash in the morning. We have childcare. They do lots of activities, from painting, crafts, they play, they do Play-Doh, and they just love it here. And I feel that providing that support to the mums is really good, because they can get out of the house, have a cup of tea, have a bit of chat with other mums, and at the same time they learn something that they might actually find it really useful.
I'd always loved millinery and always loved wearing hats. Could never find what it was that I wanted to wear within my price range, and went to London School of Fashion to study millinery, to see if I enjoyed it, to see if I was good at it, and I completely fell in love. And that's really where my passion was sort of taken to another level. It's difficult. I mean, I have a daughter, I don't have a huge amount of childcare, so I am grabbing hours before she wakes up, when she's in nursery, in the evenings, at the weekends. Quite often twilight hours are usually about the best.
What I'm currently doing is exploring some Victorian slang, and so I'll do a whole load of kind of research on that. Typography is one of my absolute loves of life, and so I want to explore that language through typography. So after that stage comes kind of sketches and roughs, how I can best portray that particular word or phrase, typographically and visually.
Each day the phone will ring and we have no idea what's going to come in. It could be 10 babies from an NCT group that are going to be doing clay and prints. It could be an order for a wedding of 100 Christmas baubles for their wedding favours.
Recently, one of my favourite jobs was making some biscuits for somebody's mum, and she was going to be 60, and the lady chose certain things from her mum's life that were really important to her, and we put them together in the tin, and when she opened them she burst into tears, and everybody was saying they couldn't believe she was crying over some biscuits, but apparently it was good crying. It was happy tears, not sad tears. Coming from a small village in Wales, I really miss a local village community atmosphere, and when I first moved to London, this area didn't seem to have it. It was quite cold, but I really feel that our local area is growing, and I can really notice people supporting each other and supporting small businesses, and I really value that as a business myself.
We have fantastic independent businesses here, and I really think that without one another and without supporting one another, we wouldn't be able to get as far as we do get. And I just think that's so important when you're a small business, quite often working on your own in a silo. You need that community around you to get behind you and support you. And I think for a lot of us involved in this community, if that wasn't there, we purely wouldn't exist.
I think offline and online, if you look at the high street now, and even online businesses, everything's been taken over by global brands. Everywhere you go, you know, you could be here in London, you could go to New York, you could go to Hong Kong, you're going to see the same shops everywhere. So I think it's really important to kind of support your local shops and businesses, not just shops, but all types of businesses, how they operate, the small person, and what they have to contribute is equally valuable. And you know, all these big companies started somewhere themselves. They started as small businesses and then they grew.
So how do we support, how do we support all the local businesses? What I do is I work with partners. So I provide an affordable and flexible rent fee for people that would like to have a place to teach, but they can't really afford having their own space full time, or they can't find a place to teach. So I think it's important that we all being local, we try to do something for the neighbourhood, and we work as a community, we help each other, we support each other, and we always try to get the best of what we do.
We do need to understand that actually it's our responsibility to walk through the door, pick up the phone and go and support that business if you would like it to stay, because I personally find it really sad when I see businesses, you know, failing and leaving after a year or so. And I'm sure they've tried their hardest to stay, but it's up to us as a local community to take responsibility. And we all love independent businesses because they're different, and that's what we love about this area. So I very much feel like, you know, it's up to me to spend my money in those shops that I would like to stay, and you know, it's our choice. So it's something that we can do, and we can make a huge difference in keeping those businesses here.